All right, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the reality of chart patterns and uncovering the actual market mechanics behind them. You know that feeling when you're staring at a price chart and it kind of feels like you're trying to read tea leaves? Yeah, you are absolutely not alone. So today, we're going to tear down all that complex jargon, look under the hood of the market, and figure out the real, mechanical reasons why price moves exactly the way it does.
Let's just kick things off with a provocative question. It's something that, honestly, almost nobody stops to ask. Why do chart patterns actually form in the first place? I mean, really think about it. Does the price of a multi-billion-dollar asset just randomly decide to draw a neat little triangle or a flag or a head and shoulders shape on your screen? No way. Price action doesn't just bounce from one geometric shape to another to make the chart look pretty. There is a deeply logical, highly mechanical force driving every single one of those structures.
And this right here perfectly highlights the difference in how people view the market. Amateurs, they usually approach trading like a giant matching game. They memorize these supposedly magic geometric shapes, oh look, it's a bull flag, I literally have to buy right now. But the professional view recognizes that these patterns are simply the visible footprints of supply, demand, and order flow. They know that what we see on a chart is just the consequence of underlying market forces battling it out right beneath the surface.
Okay, so let's get into this whole concept of order flow. If you strip everything away and look at it from a first principles level, the market is literally just an endless auction. Order flow is the continuous, non-stop interaction between buy and sell orders. Price only actually moves when aggressive buyers or aggressive sellers overwhelm the available liquidity at a specific price point. So if buyers are super aggressive, they eat up all the sell orders and price is forced to jump higher just to find new sellers. And obviously vice versa if sellers are aggressive. This constant tug of war is the true engine of the market.
Which brings us to something absolutely crucial. We're talking about unfilled orders, or let's just call them UFOs for short. So what are they? UFOs are specific areas on a chart where huge quantities of buy or sell orders are just sitting there, pending, waiting to be executed. Imagine it like a massive, invisible wall of limit orders sitting at a specific price. When the market price finally climbs up and reaches that area, it slams right into that wall. This massive concentration of unfilled orders is exactly what creates those fierce zones of resistance and support we are always looking for on our screens.
All right, let's actually look at how this theory plays out in reality. Here is our main case study for today. It's a daily futures chart of Bitcoin. Right off the bat, you can probably spot a classic geometric pattern forming right in the middle, a rising wedge. If you've ever opened a technical analysis textbook, you know this shape. But we're not going to just look at the shape today. We are going to completely dissect the order flow mechanics that forced this specific shape to form in the first place.
So, looking at the nuts and bolts of this rising wedge, notice the characteristics here. The market is making higher highs and it's making higher lows. At first glance, a beginner sees that and thinks, awesome, price is climbing, this is incredibly bullish. But hang on. Look closer at the narrowing price compression. The actual distance between those highs and lows is shrinking. What that tells us is that we're seeing decelerating bullish momentum. The buyers are definitely still pushing the price up, but they are struggling more and more with every single push. Honestly, they're getting exhausted.
Now, focus your eyes right at the very top of that wedge. There is a highly significant sell UFO resistance zone up there, sitting precisely between 81,210 and 84,945. This isn't just some random ceiling drawn on a chart. This is an area heavily loaded with massive sell-side pressure. A huge chunk of previously unfilled sell orders was just resting right there in that zone. So rather than allowing the price to just freely blast higher, this resistance area repeatedly absorbed all the incoming buying activity like a giant sponge.
And think about it, when aggressive buyers repeatedly slam their heads against a massive wall of unfilled sell orders, a very logical sequence of events unfolds. Step 1, we start seeing reduced upside momentum because the buyers are getting completely bogged down. Step 2, we see multiple rejections right near that resistance zone as those massive sell orders absorb all the buys. Step 3, because the buyers keep trying but just keep failing to break through, the price physically compresses into that tight wedge shape. And finally, step 4, the buyers throw in the towel, their orders dry up, the underlying imbalance flips, and boom, we get a downside breakdown.
So here is the big aha moment. The pattern itself is just the visible consequence of liquidity interactions. It is not the cause of the move. The wedge didn't magically force the price down. The wedge only formed because a massive wall of unfilled sell orders prevented the price from moving higher. Once you really grasp this, you graduate from just memorizing random shapes to actually reading the heartbeat of the market. You understand the why behind the setup.
Shifting gears back to our chart, let's look down at the bottom now.
After that breakdown happens, where is the price actually likely to go? It acts like a magnet, drawn straight to the next major area of liquidity. Down at the bottom, we have a projected downside target that lines up beautifully with a buy UFO support zone located right around $69,795. It's the exact inverse of the top. Just like sell orders cap the rally, a massive cluster of pending buy orders is waiting down at the bottom to catch the falling price. And this right here highlights a super vital concept for professional traders: confluence. You really never want to bet the farm on just one isolated signal. Here, we are stacking three completely independent factors. First, we've got the geometric measured move of the rising wedge pointing down. Second, we have that huge buy-side liquidity zone, the UFO support, sitting at that exact same level. And third, we have historical support interaction in that region. When multiple, totally different analytical factors point to the exact same area, your probability of a meaningful reaction absolutely skyrockets.
Okay, so the chart makes sense, we understand the order flow, and we've got a solid thesis. But let's be real, having a thesis is not the same as trading. Trading is about execution and, more importantly, survival. So the next logical question we have to ask is, how do we effectively structure risk around this trade scenario? If we actually want to capitalize on this bearish breakdown, targeting that 69,795 support level, how are we protecting our capital if we're just completely wrong?
Let's look at the chart one last time. If you decide to enter a short position here, where exactly does your protective stop go? An amateur might just slap it slightly above the upper green line of the wedge, but actually, scratch that. Look at the top of the chart again. Your stop genuinely needs to go above 84,945. Why? Because that is the absolute top of the sell UFO resistance zone. Your stop has to be placed beyond the actual liquidity wall. It's the invalidation zone. If price reclaims and holds above 84,945, that means that massive wall of sell orders has been totally defeated, and your entire bearish thesis is officially dead in the water.
Which brings me to, honestly, the most critical takeaway of this entire explainer. Risk management matters way, way more than the chart pattern itself. I don't care how perfect the setup looks, how beautiful the wedge is, or how massive that UFO zone appears. Markets are highly dynamic, profoundly uncertain environments. They're influenced by macro events, surprise news, and institutional positioning that we just can't always see. Identifying a pattern doesn't hand you a magical crystal ball, it just gives you an edge. And actively managing your risk is how you survive long enough to use that edge again tomorrow.
To get really practical for a second, let's talk about how you actually size your positions using the real instruments available for this market. Take a look at standard Bitcoin futures. One contract represents 5 Bitcoin, meaning every single minimum tick movement swings your account by 25 bucks. That is massive leverage and pretty massive risk if you're trading a smaller account. But compare that to the micro Bitcoin futures. That contract represents just 1/10 of a Bitcoin, making a minimum tick only 50 cents. This is a total game changer because it allows traders to precisely scale their risk and position size without getting totally wiped out by a single bad trade.
Now, regardless of whether you're trading micro or standard contracts, there are a few essential rules every trader absolutely must follow to handle the uncertainty. Number 1, position sizing relative to your account size. Number 2, defining your absolute maximum acceptable loss per trade and doing that before you ever click the buy or sell button. Number 3, using volatility-adjusted stops, meaning placing them safely beyond those liquidity zones like we just talked about. Number 4, having hyper-awareness of your leverage. And number 5, scenario planning. You have to know exactly what you're going to do if the trade goes your way and exactly how you'll react if it goes against you.
So, as we wrap up today's explainer, I really want to leave you with this one powerful thought to chew on. Markets are shaped by liquidity interactions first and chart patterns second. The next time you open up a chart and you spot a wedge, a flag, or a triangle, I challenge you to look a little deeper. Don't just see the geometry. Look for those unfilled orders. Look for the footprints of the buyers and sellers battling it out in the trenches. Because when you finally understand the real forces that create these patterns, you stop predicting and you start reacting like a true professional. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive. Now go look at your charts with fresh eyes.
If our videos help you stay sharp episode after episode, hit pause, like, subscribe, and keep learning. Your support means a lot to us.